No, like
no. All right, so Stan Lee had set up back in the 60s. He had changed comics forever by setting it up where no longer is Spider-Man a Spider-Man story. Thor is a Thor story. They all cross over and create this interconnected multiverse. That was Stan Lee's like huge contribution to like blowing comics up and making it just huge again. Because
so that wasn't a normal thing before.
No.
I think Justice
superheroes-
League kind of was one of the first adaptations of that.
No.
Oh wait, does this predate Justice League?
Yeah. So all right. So in fast forward, this is a long discussion, but to make it super fast, superheroes were huge in the 30s. Because of DC. Then in the 40s because of DC and Marvel, which was then Atlas, blah, blah. During World War II, superheroes died out. Nobody gave a shit about superheroes. The only thing people were reading with comics were detective stories, horror, sci-fi, stuff like that. In the early 60s, DC came out with Justice League, and they said, you know what? Nobody cares about these individual stories. We're going to make this grand comeback. We're going to pull all of our comic books and nobody cares about. We're going to pull all those heroes into one team and make the Justice League. And it was a big success. People were like, oh, man, this superhero story is cool. We haven't cared about superheroes in 15 years. And Martin Goodman over at Marvel went to Stan and was like, hey, do the same thing. Grab all your superheroes and pile them into a team and make a comeback. And Stan was like, no. All we do is chase trends. All we do is copy everything DC does. We can't keep doing this.
Which is kind of funny now because it's the reverse.
Yeah, they're copying Marvel, but yeah. And he was like, no, it worked for Justice League. We need to get our superheroes back. Nobody's cared about our superheroes for a while. These are like already characters we have. We don't have to pay anybody to create them. And Stan Lee's like, I'll create them. I'll create a new thing. He's like, listen, do what you want to do. You want new characters? You want old characters? I don't care. Give me a story with a team. That's what I care about. Just give me a team. And if it doesn't work out, you're going to be fired, basically. And he came up with the Fantastic Four. And it was the biggest success that comics had seen in decades. That immediately gave him the balls to go and say, hey, I've been wanting this Spider-Man story. And he was like, nope, don't do Spider-Man. He did it anyway. Huge success. Then he went and created X-Men. Huge success. Then he went and did Thor, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk. Huge successes. Stan Lee's on a fucking roll at this point. And then Stan Lee was the one that went to Jack Kirby and was like, so when we're going forward with Fantastic Four and all this, this isn't a interconnected, this isn't a separate story. When we're going to do it, we're going to separate ourselves from what DC's doing and all that. We're going to create a story that when I keep doing all these other characters, they're going to start to intertwine.
One of the earliest Fantastic Four comic books was Spider-Man, or was it? No, it wasn't an Amazing Spider-Man comic book.
No, Fantastic Four.
No, Amazing Spider-Man. No. Amazing Spider-Man 1. It might be. He encountered the Fantastic Four, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's the first issue of
the first
Amazing Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man's Amazing Fantasy 15.
Fantasy 15. I know.
But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man number 1.
Who are you talking to? I know some Spider-Mans now.
Yeah, so Stan Lee had this interconnectivity to build a multiverse. And the whole inspiration for everything we have now is Kevin Feige saying that's what we have to do. When we create something, we're not creating Iron Man. When we start this off with Iron Man, it's not about Iron Man. It's going to be an interconnected universe. So anyway, that was the whole inspiration. That was how all that happened. Where did I leave off on the last subject line?
It was just Secret Wars and what it was, and then you got sidetracked. And
so in the you're right. So the 80s, sales were down a little bit, right? Sales have been down for about 5 years, and they decided to do a huge money grab. They're like, we've got this interconnected multiverse. We've got to bring every character, every big character that everybody cares about. We got to make toys for them so that kids want these toys, and we're going to write a story that connects with it. So they made these deals where all these toys started being released. It was the first really big time that Marvel action figures were being released in the 80s, and kids were releasing them. And the whole basis of it was that you need these toys because there's a storyline where you're going to see all your favorite characters, whether they've ever connected in the comics or not, they're all coming together. So they wrote this storyline that just brought literally every single character together. Now, we've already seen that in the MCU with Infinity War and Endgame.
With the MCU, yeah. With the MCU.
MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird to think about it like that now. Like the movies being intertwined like that. Thinking of it as a nuanced thing, because it's not anymore.
Yeah,
but it's super.
But I think
crazy
Secret
to think
Wars,
how crazy it was. When
Secret Wars will be the next end game. Basically, it's the next long run end point where everybody comes together.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that clip. Full episodes of the Small Stuff Podcast are available on YouTube and wherever it is you get your podcasts. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all the things, links in the description. We'll see you later.